Thank you for contacting Eve Online customer support. Your call is very important to us. We appreciate your call. You are number 1337 in the queue. Due to tie-dye, your estimated hold time may exceed 5 hours. Have you tried Eve Frontier? Still with us? Excellent. Your patience is noted and will be recorded in your permanent file. Please be advised that our agents are currently dealing with an unexpected sovereignty war in Nullsec. Normal response times do not apply in sovereign territory. Your position in queue is still 4269. This is not an error. A brief message from the Interstellar Support Division. Did you lose your freighter? We're sorry to hear that. Blame Phantomite. Please continue to hold. Hello again, Capsuleer. We see you are still holding. Our records indicate your ship was last seen in Jita. We cannot confirm or deny whether it is still there. Have you considered docking up and trying Eve Vanguard while you wait? Just a thought. You are still number 1337 in the queue. Tie-dye has been extended. We appreciate your continued patience and your Plex purchase. Please do not self-destruct. Help is coming. Thank you for contacting Eve Online customer support. Your call is extremely important to us. We appreciate your call. You are number 67 in the queue. Due to the Boss Alliance dinner currently occupying an entire table to play the Eve Online board game, your estimated hold time may exceed 7 boxes. Have you tried Eve Gunjack for Meta VR? Still holding? Wonderful. Our support team is currently reviewing footage of a Higgs anchor-fit bowhead attempting to navigate a gate camp. We assure you this is routine. Your position in queue remains 67. Please do not reship. It will not help. A brief announcement from the Interstellar Capsuleer Incident Resolution Bureau. Did you lose your carrier to an in-game bush maneuver? We understand, we truly do. Blame Beehive, as goons cannot reverse tackle. This outcome was statistically inevitable. Please continue to hold. Hello again, Capsuleer. We notice your session timer is approaching a concerning threshold. Our records indicate the Boss Alliance board game session has entered its 3rd hour and someone has disputed the rules for gate mechanics. Support staff are unavailable to mediate. In the meantime, have you considered joining Winter Coalition? Nora's loves being in... This ain't a war, it's a goddamn memes race. This ain't a war, it's a goddamn memes race.
Yeah. so I'm kind of looking at the camera.
Oh, we are good. I forgot to give you the 5 seconds, so my bad. In professional streaming here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Eve Life, the show designed to explore the Eve universe and expand your minds. My guest today is Graydor from NC Dot. He is the current host and host with the most of Eve Vegas. He has a barbecue at his house. He hosts a dinner, and it is an amazing time. So we're going to get to know him today. We're going to talk Eve Vegas. We're going to talk meetups in general, and we're going to get you an invite to the Eve Vegas dinner, and we'll go from there. So, Mr. Graydor, thank you for coming on the show. Do us a favor. Oh, and we have a dog on the show. Everyone say pets. P in chat for pet. P in chat for pet. But go ahead and introduce yourself here, because I don't know if anyone know. I know people know me and know you by extension, but let's just get yourself introduced here. Who are you and where are you from in Eve?
I am Graydor. I started my latest Eve journey has been more than 10 years. I was with Pandemic Horde for that 10 years. And after they imploded, I basically went with Lady Scarlet into DICE and NC.
Good.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
it's a good home. I like Lady Scarlet's a good person. I've never really interacted with her much, but I've rented from her before, and it's always been a very interesting and fun experience. Never any issues. Unlike her predecessors were pains in the ass, but she did a very good job of it. So good to hear that the two of you are still kicking around. So let's talk Eve Vegas. Obviously, you're a local. And Hyper Viper, the person who kind of took it over from CCP, are locals, but you inherited it from Hyper Viper. He had to move out, and so you kind of took it over. So did you kind of change the format of it, or did you inherited a Discord, you invited people, and then threw a party?
Actually, we created a whole new Discord. But other than that, Hyper Viper gave me a whole bunch of swag that he had left over from his various Eve Vegases that I still have in my shed out in the backyard. And Hyper Viper's a good guy. I go to the Goon Vegas in January every once in a while.
Okay.
And say hi to him and stuff. So yeah, I've been there the last couple of years with my wife. It's a good, a good Quinceañera Taco Fest. So yeah. But, if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is Addie. This is one of our dachshunds. So yeah, she's a little clean this morning.
There you go. I will not complain at all. Let's put, and then Addie, you said ADDY.
ADDY, yeah. So,
all right, there we go. We'll put the dog's name on the screen. That way people can say hi. Yeah. So you were going to Eve Vegas's before you took it over. Hyper Viper moved. You took it over. You inherited swag, So what does it take ultimately? And this is a question I'm going to ask people who do Eve meetups, because I want people to get the scale of it, but I also don't want them to be scared of it. In terms of the what it actually takes, how much of your time, how much in advance. What's that kind of look like to the average person putting on an Eve meetup, much less in Vegas?
Oh, wow. I usually start planning everything about 6 months out. All the swag, all what I'm going to do with the swag, because my cousin's husband owns a swag company, so I get a good discount on that stuff, and basically I pass that on to everybody, so you can get like t-shirts and mugs and everything. And I include that in the price of the dinner, so that everybody gets a shot at taking home some stuff, and we have so basically Eve Vegas, what I did differently from Hyper Viper is I start it on Thursday.
Okay.
Where I do a barbecue at my house. And this all started back in 2016 with the first ever barbecue that I did. I was with Horde back then, and I called it the Pan Fam Barbecue. I have a picture here. Let me put it in the Discord chat.
Yeah, I can put it on the screen.
So you can put it in there of the people who were at the very first Pan Fam. it's kind of funny because as you'll see, things start out small. We only had maybe 20 people show up to the first one. And I started it because I was a little, I had just gotten back into Eve Vegas, or into Eve online in 2016. And then I realized, hey, they have a big convention here in Las Vegas. I'm going to go to it. And I was playing with Horde. And I was like, I didn't know anybody in Horde except for their names. And I was like, okay, so what am I supposed to do now? With all of this information. There we go. I just found the picture.
Oh, perfect.
I sent it to you privately.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So yeah, it was a pandemic family thing, but we didn't have a pandemic Horde flag, so we flew the pandemic Legion flag the very first year. So,
nice.
But I basically didn't know anybody. So I was like, you know what? I'm in Vegas, and half of these people are saying they're coming in early anyways to go do things. So I just started asking, and hey, do you guys want to do a barbecue at my house? And it just started like that. Do you want to just come over and grill and this is my old backyard here. It's a lot smaller than my current house. And I was shocked that many people showed up. I thought, wow. And what it did is, by me doing the barbecue the day before the convention started, I recognized people at the convention. So I kind of did it for myself, by offering free food to people so that I could meet them in advance and actually know who I'm going to be, with the whole weekend. And it just turned into great friends. I become friends with all sorts of people. There's a huge local Las Vegas Eve database.
Okay.
That are just phenomenal, and now we'll text each other every once in a while, and we'll go meet up at bars and stuff like. I don't meet up at bars as much as I want to, but yeah, they all text each other, and they go out to Millennium Fandom and stuff. But yeah, It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how we started with about 20 people. At the height of the barbecue, I had, like, in my new backyard, which is a lot bigger, 130 people. So
nice.
It went to something huge. And I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of the barbecue more than anything. When I was talking, and the barbecues were going on while Hyper Viper was doing Eat Vegas. And I was on Hyper Viper's, board, I guess you could call it, because I was the representative that would let Horde know everything that was going on at the time.
Right.
So I was the Horde person that was in with, all the Goonies. So, and I enjoyed it, never a problem. When we were talking about partying, there was never any battles.
Yeah. No, it's. I was talking to you a little bit about this in the pre-stream conversation, but ultimately, what I've discovered in meetups, you could have the most egregious argument on Reddit or in the game or whatever, and 99% of the time you meet up in real life and it's just gone. You're not there to have that argument. You're there to have fun. So that's kind of cool. So, and also we talked about when Hyper Viper, when COVID really kind of took a number on everyone's life, but Hyper Viper had booked a room block and was going to be held on the hook by the hotel for that. And if I understand correctly, you bailed him out of that.
I didn't know. I can't say that. Hyper Viper was doing good on his own, and but I worked for Caesars Entertainment at the time, and I put pressure on the other side. So while he was going after the hotel director, because I was the regional entertainment manager for all the properties, I worked for every property in the Vegas market, providing entertainment, doing contracts for the properties, just helping out. I called up the hotel director that I knew over at Caesar's Palace, and I said, hey, we're in the middle of COVID. My friend here that I'm working with on this group, all the flights are canceled, and you guys are trying to make him pay for these rooms. What's the deal? And he was like, oh, well, I'll look into it for you. I'll look into it. And it took about a month after that. Hyper's like, okay, they released me from the obligation, and I was like, oh, thank God.
So it was
to my guy saying, hey, they released him from his obligation, thank you. And he was like, yeah. He goes, I sent an email, and I was like, okay, cool. So he did his side, and I did my side. So, but he did the hard part. He was the face of it back then. So yeah.
But yeah, it took teamwork. We got it done, and Hyper Viper was made whole again. So cool. So you're out 6 months to plan the event. Do you coordinate with CCP at all anymore, or do they send swag to you directly at this point, or?
Yeah, they or what they're doing now is they just bring it in when they come to Vegas. They like to continue doing announcements for stuff.
Oh, okay.
During the so we do the barbecue on Thursday, and then on Friday I do a dinner at one of the restaurants that I oversee, restaurants and bars, and that way it's a lot cheaper. You get a lot more bang for your buck. I can get 3 hours of a bar with a really good meal, with multiple, proteins and multiple side dishes and a nice dessert and everything for $100, and for $100 to $120, and plus the swag that I, build for the package, and everybody's happy with it, and
nice.
so
it's
it was a play on what CCP was doing when they did their Friday parties, or I think it was Saturday parties at one of the nightclubs. They were offering 3 hours or 2 or 3 hours of a open bar for the Eve people. So they would go there with the ticket and, get trashed, and I was one of them. So, so I was like, let me carry on that tradition of having the open bar, with the dinner, and that way everyone gets a meal, they get some drinks, they get a little swag in there, to take home with, says Eve Vegas 2026, which that reminds me, I got to make a note. I got to get with Rick Javix so he can design my this year's logo, because he designed all the logos. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, no, he's on my list of people to talk to about coming on the show and talking about what he does. So okay, so you've kept your traditions. Obviously, we have the dinner, we have the open bar, we have the swag, CCP's involvement. Has anything changed since you've inherited it from Hyper Viper?
I really don't think so, because people would have their corps that they hang out with, then their alliances, and then there's the game overall, and basically everybody would come together for the big events, which there still are, and then they would break off into, hey, we're gonna go shoot machine guns tomorrow, do you want to go? And
nice.
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna go do a freaking bar walk on Fremont Street. Do you want to do that tomorrow evening? Yeah, sure. We're gonna go see Hoover Dam or Red Rock Canyon. All these excursions have happened through individual corporations, and they just said, hey, we're gonna do this if anyone wants to join. And I'll usually just post it on the events, side of my Discord, my eVegas Discord, and just post that up and just have that going. So it's to me, it's still the same, where when CCP was, I should say FC now. Back then it was CCP. So we
back then, yeah.
But when CCP did Eve Vegas in 2015, 2016, basically they would have all sorts of events going on Saturday, and then Saturday night they would do the bar crawl or whatever, and people would meet for dinners. I know Pan Fam used to love going to the Brazilian steakhouse, and getting all you could eat meats, here in Vegas.
That seems to be a popular place to go for SIGs and squads and groups, is the Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah. So it's pretty much set in stone. Once you get, if you're gonna build a group, if you're gonna build a meetup, I think you'll find your niche on what you're doing. Like Delana has her crawfish boil, and I know I've listened to your podcast with November for Eve Seattle, and he's doing a barbecue also. And I got to try his cornbread, man. He's raving about his cornbread.
He did, yeah.
So,
No, it's one of those things where what I should do is start having spies go to all the meetups and rate the food, and have like a this Eve Life food rating show.
Well, for my barbecue, let me say this: I cheat a little bit. I do barbecue a brisket, and I do barbecue some ribs, but I like to go around talking with people and being a host. So my wife came up with the brilliant idea. Why don't we? Because we have some friends that own a taco truck.
Oh,
They come
okay.
in and they put together one of the best tacos I've ever had in my entire life, and they'll cook them fresh right in my backyard, and they'll just set up the line, and so people can, we have a taco truck, so we have the taco truck plus the barbecue plus all the fixings, plus whatever anybody else brings that you can throw on the grill. I know a couple of times people have brought their own steaks, or last year a guy brought his fiance, I think she was, and she brought vegan burgers because she didn't want to eat meat. And
Gotcha.
she was like, I just don't feel like eating meat right now. She goes, I'm not really a vegan. And I was like, no problem. So I cooked them for her and everything. And then literally like 3 hours later, I saw her across the yard. She was eating barbecue ribs. And I was like, yeah, girl. Yeah.
When you're at a barbecue, you go with what's there. Nice. Okay, so you've got kind of like the ambience. You've got your backyard party, the barbecue. Now did that start with you at your house? Was that like a sub event that was part of the eVegas experience for PanFam, and then it kind of expanded to just everybody? You mentioned at one point you had over 100 Eve players in your backyard.
Yeah, that was right before COVID in 2019. We had like 100, I want to say over 120. I heard 130, but that just seems like a lot. And that was the first time that CCP had actually showed up back into my house, and I was kind of shocked when they came up and introduced themselves. Were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Whoa, you actually showed up."
Nice. Okay.
And he's the one who introduced me to him. So he was like, "Yeah, this is CCP's coming. I just wanted to let you know," because I think he was on the CSM board at the time back then. And
Yeah.
like, on coming to Eve Vegas and coming to your barbecue, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome," So because I was doing the barbecue, and because I was the regional entertainment manager for Caesars, up to COVID. They let me go after that, by the way, but no hard feelings because I still work with them.
Yeah.
We started our own company after COVID, and because I'm managing 3 different venues. I've got a comedy club I manage, I've got a magician's room that I manage, and then I've got a music room that I manage. And the music room is where we do the Eve Vegas dinner. So because I can control everything about it. I can control the cost of the food down to, the cost of the alcohol. I've gotten sponsors for alcohol. They've given me free cases so that I can keep the cost down for everybody.
Nice. Okay.
So it's, like last year, Tito's Vodka gave us an extra case of vodka. They were like, yeah, if you have to consume this, because if it sits in their warehouse too long, they can't sell it.
Yeah.
So basically they were like, yeah, this needs to be consumed. Do you have any events? And my boss, the owner of the actual 3 places that I manage, he came up to me and was like, hey, I just want you to know we have this extra case of Tito's. And I was like, let's make Posfield. And so we were using the Tito's in the Posfield. We had two different styles. I think we had a Amar, like a gold amber type Posfield, and then we had a red one that we were calling it Mimitar Posfield because it was rust red,
So
yeah.
So
we
this,
were
so
out.
you're a jack of all trades. Then you've got all these things going on. You know how to make Postville out of Tito's vodka. Did Dirk McGurk magically show up because of the Tito's?
I really don't know.
Okay, gotcha.
I want to say yes because I remember his name coming across my spreadsheets. So
He was a well-known connoisseur of Tito's.
yes,
So cool deal. So you
yes,
make
spreadsheets in the game. There's spreadsheets for meetups. Okay.
you got to track expenses. You got to track inventory. So ultimately, that's cool. That's awesome. Did CCP get the recipe of those drinks from you, and did they do you know that, has anything come of that, or is it kind of like a reoccurring thing you do at the barbecues?
Honestly, I think it was just something I was like, I need a red drink and I need what other color can we do? And they were like, the bar actually said, hey, we can get rid of this. I think they were charging $5 a glass for the Postville,
Okay.
and we need to get rid of this and it'll turn it gold. And I was like, okay, so just label this one Amar, the gold one, and label this one Mimitar. And it just worked out. So I don't
Nice.
even know recipes are. I'd have to talk to our head bartender. Her name's Heather. And she's been there for all the Vegases that I've done at the Composer's Room.
No,
which is
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Which is a venue. Nice. Okay. So you've got a lot of experience running these events. You've got a lot of experience running stuff externally. Has there ever been a moment in your tenure as the Vegas coordinator that there was like oh crap, this is all going to fall apart type of thing? And if so, how did you pull it back together?
I didn't pull it back together. Everybody else was there. We had a guy back. I think it was the third year we were doing it. Kind of drank too much at the barbecue, and my wife was doing something, being the hostess with the mostest, and he bumped into her or did something, and basically she was like, hey, are you all right? You might need to slow down a little bit. And he got in her face like, who the hell, was cussing and saying, who do you think you are, and everything. And let's just say that I don't think CCP and Game showed up faster. Then everybody around him grabbed him and said, that's Mrs. Graydor. You do not talk to her like that. They policed it faster than anything. And he went home, and then the next day he was like, I don't even know what I said, but I was told I need to apologize. And I was like, dude, it was all water under the bridge, man. She's fine and everything. And then that was when, I think that was 2016 that happened, or 2017.
Okay.
It was one of the ones it was 17 or 18. And I think we went to Caesar's Palace for the big party after that, for the big event when CCP was running it.
Okay.
And he bought her. He was running drinks for my wife during the party.
Nice.
I was like, "How are you getting these drinks?" And she was like, "That guy that kind of cussed me out." And I was like, "Okay, you go, girl. You have fun."
So, lesson learned, viewers: if you do attend a meetup, police yourself. Drink plenty of water. Don't overconsume, and if you do overconsume, take care of yourself. Don't
have your friends take care of you too. Which they did.
Yeah,
which is what family and camaraderie is all about.
Absolutely.
They put before I could even get involved. It was already finished, and I was like, "Oh, do I need to say something?" They were like, "No, we already sent him home." He was already out of the house and everything. When I thought that was just amazing.
Well, I guess you can say that despite the rumors of Eve players being unable to tackle in nullsec, you guys were able to point and web him out the door. That's amazing.
Basically, players pointed, webbed, policed, everything. So yeah, it was pretty
nice.
Awesome. That's the only time, there was on the very first barbecue. I heard that a whole bunch of people were going to come in and basically crash the barbecue. And I talked to Gobbins, and he was like, just make them pay at the door and go get more food. It was like, oh, okay, that's the way it is. And he was like, oh yeah, that's it. He was like, don't worry about it. And his little Italian voice and stuff. So yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
Charge people at the door. That's, for people who, again, folks, November has this problem, and I'm sure Graydor does as well. If you're going to be going to an Eve meetup, there's usually a Discord, and there's a way to indicate you're attending an event or attending the entire thing. Please do communicate with the event coordinators. They need to know who's showing up and how much food and drink and everything else to buy. So take this lesson, because now that Gobbins works for FC, he can't be at these meetups and telling people to buy, charge people at the door for things.
Yeah.
So
and another thing too, I gotta say, is the camaraderie, and we were talking about this before in the pre interview. I had at one of my barbecues, I had a empty bowl out for chips that we were gonna put chips in, and my wife came and grabbed me, and she was like, "Come here, I need you now." And I was like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Look," and there was like literally the bowl was more than full with donations, with like people throwing 20s and 5s in it, and they were like, "Oh, we just thought it was a donation bowl for the food and drink and everything." And I was like, "No, I didn't do this for the food, for donations." And they're like, "Shut up and keep the money," and they were just like, to me, I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing," because you do come out of your pocket for, even if you're doing burgers and dogs and all the fixings and stuff, you do come out of your pocket to host people. And for them to just start throwing money in a box or in a bowl, I was like, that's so amazing and so freaking family.
That's Eve players at meetups too. I mean, that's kind of not expected, but it's not. You're not supposed to.
I did not expect it, and now every single time they're always chipping in. Hey, do you have enough? And I was like, yeah, sure, we're good, we're solid, we're good, and everything. So yeah, it's just
nice.
It warmed to my heart that to no end, the camaraderie and the family that I've met. And now that, like I said, since Horde broke apart, I've got people that I'm friendly with across the entire Eve universe, not just in our own little corner. I'm now with NC. I know most of the rest of the people that stayed with Horde are in it. I know Busa moved on and are not, with any other group. My friend Dexter with Busa, and of course Gobbins left and joined FC, Fenris Creations. So yeah, it's just all these people that I worked with hand in hand in game. We're all over the place now, but we still talk on Discord. I can still send them and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And everything.
So you've made some friends for life in this thing.
You basically do make friends for life. I even made friends with after doing these things. I got a message in game from I'm not going to say his name, but he was like, "Hey man, I saw you in the big battle we just had earlier," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't see you." And he goes, "When they called your name, I had to reload, so I didn't shoot on you." And I was like, "That's cool."
Nice.
I wound up getting basically one shot, but
there's a lot of that. There's a guy on Reddit the other day who about a month ago was like, "Hey, during the Battle of 4H, I saw you in local. You got called. I switched to just not shooting." I was like, "Oh, thanks. I don't have to do that." So cool.
Exactly.
So obviously, despite the in-game reputation for Eve of being a very cutthroat and violent and crazy game and crazy social skills, but the community is obviously tight-knit. Have you ever seen a stupid tension like an in-game rivalry flare up at an Eve meet? And if so, was that shot down pretty quickly by everyone involved, or has it just never happened because that doesn't happen at these things?
I have never seen it happen. I mean, the worst I think that comes to mind is we were taking a picture with the pandemic family at one of the CCP run Vegases, and this person grabbed our PanFan flag and took off running. So but I was working for Caesars at that time, so I basically called security and had them be taken.
Did you get the flag back? I hope.
The flag came back right away.
Nice. So folks, don't be a jackass, and if you're going to do something like that, arrange it earlier and not during a photo shoot. Nice. So let's talk, obviously, friendships and relationships and that kind of stuff. Have you seen lasting in-game relationships between other people and friendships that otherwise form at these meetups that have persisted today?
Let's see. I got a message from the Space Pope, and he was like, "Hey, do you mind if I come to your house for the barbecue and bring some of the people I'm with?" And I was like, "No, the more the merrier. I'd do whatever." The people he brought had just gotten married, and they met in game. And it was Ivy, Eve North. She does Eve North when the Eve North happens. Their name's Ivy. And she got married, and basically she showed up in her wedding gown to our house and was having drinks and having some barbecue and everything after she got married. And I was like, oh, that's great. And now she helps me run Eve Vegas.
Nice.
Her and Lady Scarlet are like my right hands with Eve Vegas. And I have a whole bunch of other people like Eagle Claw, from
our good friend Eagle Claw. Yeah, no, he made a lot. He's a good dude. Yeah, he next time you talk to him, link him Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Video. So
would never do that to anybody.
He inadvertently caused a problem in Dronelands, a region where we stay out of. It's our skirmish commanders go in there for small scale content, and he dropped a dread, and then he wiped a fleet, and then he had to pay the SRP for it. So he wrote a nice apology letter, and of course I didn't write anything. I just put the Britney Spears "Oops, I Did It Again" link. But no, we all like Eagle Claw. So you've got a pretty good darn crew of people there. Now, as far as I understand, Lady Scarlet also puts on events in Southern California as well. She and Matterall and Carneros do that.
Yep.
So cool. So there's a whole community crew of you folks who put Vegas together. How many people would you say help out and work on the event with you?
So one of the things that I do differently, I think, than other meetups is I'm an open book. I let everyone know exactly how much things cost. On my forums, I think I have like 45 organizers in my Discord for the organizer chat, and all of them, I post everything in there, telling everybody what's going on. And just letting everybody know that this is what we're charging for Vegas. This is what I'm spending money on. This is the plan. So and that to me, I like having an open book for everybody, so they know that I'm not trying to get rich, doing a meetup. I'm doing this for the community. And it just to me, and because of the businesses that I've ran in the past, with the Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club and the Composer's Room and the Magician's Room that I manage, I basically want to make sure that business is all kept out front, that everybody knows on the organizers, so they can go back to their people when somebody says, $120 for the dinner and the open bar. That person can look in the chat and say, well, yeah, the bar itself was $50 for the 3 hours of open alcohol. Yeah. You can get anything you want. You get, and we don't just stop it at well drinks. You can get freaking, Grey Goose vodka and cranberry if you want it. It's an open bar. And so, yeah, that's one of the things that I try to share all the information. Because Vegas is so has been so popular for so long. That's why I want to make sure that everybody knows the back end of it also.
So
The organizers.
So transparency is key. You've got the back end open. Everyone can see the books. Everyone can talk to their people and say, hey, if you're unhappy, here's the actual cost of your food, your drinks, and everything else. And so shut the hell up and pay it and have fun. So
yeah, basically, it's and because I want everyone to have fun. And
absolutely.
I want everyone to know that, yeah, it's $120 this year because, Vegas is in a downward slump, and and that's the cost of doing business. Next year, if things are better, I plan on lowering the price again. Down to 100. I have to look at the bottom line, what it costs to staff with servers and the cooks and the bartenders. Because of my businesses, I have to look at everything. I don't just look at, I'm buying a venue to host a party for a dinner. I have to look at the whole back end of everything and put it all together. So
you've got the meetup going. Do you see anything changing in the future? Do you have any tweaks that you'd like to make? Has anyone suggested anything, like making it bigger maybe or smaller? What's the future of V Vegas look like?
I honestly, after I had a lot of support from Pandemic Board and the Pandemic Alliance. I think this year is going to be a smaller one because of the implosion of Pandemic Board. I don't think it's going to be as big as it was in the last couple of years, which is fine by me. Ticket sales normally, we do sell out by the day of. We're not even close to that now. We're about 50% capacity right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so normally I could be at like 80% right about now, because it is the first week of October. October 8th, I think it's the 8th.
Yep, it's the 8th of October, yep.
Yeah. The barbecue is October 8th at my house, and then Friday, October 9th is the dinner. And then everybody does everything, and then I kind of like have a breakfast on Sunday morning at one of the places where we can go watch football and chill and have a couple of drinks and say goodbye to everybody. But I haven't even planned that part yet, so I've got to get off my buttocks and make sure we get going on that.
You're 2 months out. You've got everything about 50% capacity for the venue. That's not bad, because a lot of these things are. I know for us on the Goon end of things, a lot of the DC meetup was typically kind of spur of the moment towards the very end. Cleveland can be the same way. Merkelton runs the Cleveland meetup there. Briscoe and his wife run the DC meetup, and it's typically up until the very last day, people are still booking their stuff. So that's kind of cool. So you do a breakfast. Is that like at a cafe or something like that, or do you actually have it hosted? Or
I usually get we last year, because we have these two wall-to-wall LED screens at the comedy club on the Link Promenade, and most of the people stay within walking distance of the Link Promenade, and that's where the comedy club and the magician's room are. So basically, I do it at the comedy club downstairs, because the whole downstairs area is kind of set up like a living room.
Okay.
There's some tables, and you got these big screen TVs, and we got all the games going for football season. And I usually make the venue buy some pastries and serve pastries, and the last time we did it there, I think we were serving the pastries at $1 each just to make the money back on the case of them.
Hold on. I think the guest crashed. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on for just a moment. It looks like the internet at Graydor's house is passed. Let's see if I can get a hold of him here. Meppa, you had to say it. The host volume. Oh, there he is. You back, sir? Nope, he is not back. Okay.
No.
There he is. Okay.
Am I back now?
Yeah, the internet cut out there real quick, so no big deal.
Yeah.
So we were talking about so MEPA is going to get banned from. No, just kidding, MEPA. You're not going to get banned. You were talking about the barbecue, or not the barbecue, the breakfast. You've got the room with the football and couches and stuff like that. So that's kind of like you've got your dinner, you've got the barbecue, and then you've got the breakfast. Yeah, we're guest is having fun here. Internet is fun. MEPA, this is all your fault. I'm going to need you to hop in the Discord. We're going to finish the Eve Vegas interview with you. You're going to join the chat. We're going to talk to you for a little bit here. Let me go ahead and switch over to a solo cam here. Oh, we'll keep up the 2 cam up here a bit. What I'm going to do is I did link and pin the Eve. I'm going to wait for Graydor to come back if he can make it back. But if not, then I'll just kind of call it. But what I did have... That is the Eve Vegas dinner Discord. So you can get your tickets. You can get details on the event from there. Oh, you're back?
I think so.
Perfect. All right, there we go. Sweet. Okay, so I was linking the chat here. So I think where we were at is we were talking about the breakfast. So you've got like a thing you do on Sunday for everyone to kind of gather and say hi and hang out. And that's at the same place as the dinner. Is that correct?
No, it's at I like to do it where it's closer for everybody, because most people stay on the strip, either
Gotcha.
or Link or Flamingo or Caesars or and Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, which is the comedy club that I manage, basically is in the center. It's on the Link Promenade, right, literally below the High Roller.
Oh wow, okay.
So basically, it's easy to walk to for everybody. So it makes it really nice to say goodbye. It's a good place for everyone to gather one last time and then part ways, basically.
Nice. Okay, so you've got the breakfast. That's the goodbye. You've got the barbecue. You've got dinner. So Vegas is a pretty dang comprehensive event. I know when we did when Rampage, we had the it was not right after Anonymous death, but we had the one afterwards, and it was kind of a very subdued meeting, and it was made mostly at the Glass Bar. We hung out there and hung around, and then did the excursions like you talked about. But ultimately, it's not a bad deal for flying to Vegas and spending a weekend. Now, you said it starts Thursday, correct? That's what dates is Eve Vegas?
I have Eve Vegas starting. What's going on here?
I can see you and I can hear you. Are you good?
I'm just getting all sorts of stuff going on with my computer.
Oh, gotcha.
So it starts Thursday, October 8th, which is the barbecue at my house. And then Friday, October 9th is the dinner. I have already spoken to FC Swift and Lumi about if they're going to come out. And they said they're making plans, which
nice.
Usually means they are coming out. But if something happens and they don't, we'll still have something going on. I like to do small things, Vegas centric. Like 1 year I had a comedian learn about the game and tell jokes. Another year I had the keyboard player for Sarah McLaughlin. His name's Tony Silva.
Okay.
He's the touring keyboard player, not the studio.
Right.
He basically took a couple of the Eve Vegas songs and turned them into Vegas jazzy type songs, which was a great surprise to everybody, and then I've got a surprise I'm working on for this year too that I'm not going to share and this all happens on Friday night at the dinner. So, so we do that. We do stream it live, and I'll have that link up on my Eve Vegas Discord also.
Okay. So it's the 9th, Thursday the 8th, and dinner is Friday the 9th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to post that in the chat here, and then I'll put that in the video description as well when we post it over to YouTube. So, folks, Eve Vegas, right there. Those are your dates. Go to that Discord, book yourself a ticket. It's going to be an amazing time, and potentially some FC folks are going to be there. Our man FC Swift and our main woman FC Lumi.
Umi hasn't shown up yet, but she's part of the. So I think she's my handler. So
Gotcha. Okay.
FC Swift is just FC Swift. He's everywhere. So.
Yeah, he's everywhere and anything. You get a message from him at like 1 a.m, and
Exactly.
you're like, oh hey, cool, awesome. So, what lessons would you impart? Obviously, you've organized it, you do it professionally. If a person, say, wanted to start a meetup in their hometown, right? They live in Cleveland or not Cleveland, Chicago, or they live in a big city. What's a couple of pieces of advice you can give to a person looking to start a meetup to make it successful?
Look at doing a barbecue or birthday party in your backyard and do it to that protocol, to that format. Don't try to do anything huge or, from what I understand and what I've learned in the past, the camaraderie from the Eve nerds, they are just happy to be doing stuff with other Eve nerds. And so it's not about going to a fancy restaurant, even though they do go to fancy restaurants. It's not about having the best alcohol or anything. It's about sitting down and putting your feet into the side of the pool, sitting on the edge of the pool, and talking spreadsheets and spaceships. So that's my best thing. Don't try to do anything more than what you would normally do for just a regular barbecue, for a regular backyard, having friends over to watch the games or whatever. Just plan it like a normal event. Don't go all out. It's about what people will learn is Eve people are family, and they always are. It's like, I don't know how many times I've walked into a place and someone's like, I owe you a drink. And I'm like, I can't even remember your name, dude. I am so sorry. It's like, why do you owe me a drink? And they're like, oh, because I was at your barbecue. And I was like, no, you don't owe me a drink for that. I mean, that was me just trying to be lazy during a busy weekend, so I'm at my own house. So there you go,
So keep it small, keep it simple. What about if a person... Good, sorry?
Keep it simple. That's the best thing. Kiss it.
Kiss it. Gotcha.
Kiss it. Keep it simple, stupid.
It works every time. So ultimately, I think that's true of most meetups that I see. Like Lady Scarlet and Matterall and Carneros don't put on a huge event. It's just usually a gathering at a restaurant. The last couple times I've seen their adverts and stuff.
I don't know. Carneros knows a lot about wine and knows a lot about. It could get a little pricey.
Oh yeah, no. That's very true. Yeah, but if you keep it simple and don't keep it simple. Don't let Carneros buy the wines.
There you go. That's the best advice.
Love Carneros, but don't let them buy the wines. Yeah. Well, fantastic. So again, just to remind everyone, Eve Vegas is coming up here in 2 months. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, and then you said Saturday is kind of just excursion day for folks, and then Sunday the 11th is the breakfast. Yeah,
we usually get together, do a breakfast somewhere, just to, like a one last hurrah to say goodbye to everybody, and thank everyone. That's what I usually do. Is I thank everybody for coming out on Sunday morning. It's, to me, I love doing this for a video game that I love, and been playing since 2006. Of course, I've had a few breaks.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Yep. We all take a break.
Mr. Tamber says, about to do a breakfast for Eve Down Under. Nice. Tamber, is that happening while we're talking, or is it just something you're doing? Oh, okay. So yeah, hold on. You're at the Eve Down Under right now. There we go. We have a live report from Eve Down Under. Everyone's trashed. Okay. Well,
everyone's trashed.
Tamber, tell everyone on behalf of myself and Graydor here to drink some water, take it easy, recuperate, and then go do breakfast, because breakfast is what solves everything. So last but not least, so do you have any shout outs for your crew at Vegas? Anyone important or otherwise you want to call out and say thank you on the stream?
everybody on the organizer chat and that I've mentioned previously. The people that I lean on the most are Lady Scarlet and Ivy. I talk to the Space Pope all the time just because he's such an interesting person. And then, of course, my man locally, Eagle Claw. He plans a bunch of stuff here locally with me. He's doing the after party after the dinner because he's really good friends with the owner of the Millennium Fandom in Las Vegas, another bar.
Oh, okay.
So we go down there and we support that bar. And then he also does the bar crawl on Saturdays on Fremont Street. He herds the kittens and cats, I guess you could call it, trying to get all of us from one bar to another. So
it's a challenge to say the least. He kind of helped herd cats on the when I went to in January of 2024, I think it was. Yeah, 2024. I went to the Rampage Vegas in January, and he was the guy kind of trying to keep us all out, not getting pickpocketed or mugged or whatever. So good man, Great Claw. Eagle Claw. He did a very surprising thing to me. I didn't notice this, but we all went to this Irish pub. It was like the last day, and it was myself and Jim Gonzo, and I forget the other gentleman from Karma Fleet. We were there. Merkelchen was there, and other people. But Jim Gonzo really wanted to go get tacos, so he and I were going to go do this taco toast about, hey, nice to meet you. It's been a pleasure talking with you all these years. I'd left my credit card on the table. And the guys on the table, the waitress thought that it was for the entire group, and so she charged the entire our little cadre of men and women on my card. And Eagle Claw came up after that whole incident. I wasn't unhappy about it. It was what it was, but he slipped $100 bill into my sweatshirt and didn't tell me. And so on the drive home, I have this $100 bill fall out, and the guy next to me is like, "You just dropping money like I'm a stripper?" And I'm like, "I don't even know where that came from." So I collected it, and I'm messaging people, and I messaged Eagle Claw. I'm like, "Was this you?" And he goes, "Nope, I don't know anything about it." I'm like, "Sure, buddy. You were the only one that gave me a giant bear hug and then reached in my pockets." Good man, Eagle Claw. Well, hey, I really hope that your event is a success. I've linked the dinner Discord into the chat. Vegas, October 8th, 9th, 11th. Any final words of wisdom for people attending? Any other bits of information we need to toss out there about the event?
If you have questions, just post them on the Discord. Let us know if you're going to show up. Communication is always the most vital thing in fleet and out of fleet. So there you go.
Absolutely.
So just let us know if you're going to show up, and have fun when you do.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Graydor. This has been the episode on Eve Vegas. I hope you've had fun. We're going to go ahead and rate out to a gentleman playing Eve who only has, I think, let me count him. I can count him on one hand. He has, two hands. He has a total of 6 people watching his stream. He's a new Eve player. We're going to go ahead and raid Mr. Nooblish. Thanks again for watching the show. We're going to go ahead and head over to the commercials. You have a great afternoon.